Happy impromptu Saturday, everybody. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I can literally barely move. I am in so much pain. My legs feel like they're gonna fall off, and everything from about the chest down, besides the back of my shoulder, is killing me. And probably because I physically pushed myself way too far between Thursday and Friday. But yesterday was Halloween, and I'm a parent, so I don't really have much choice in the matter other than to, well, walk long distances for trick-or-treating. So that was sort of like the nail in the coffin for me. My legs are absolutely killing me and feel like they're going to fall the hell off, okay? So I barely have been able to make it out of my bed, besides getting up to pee and make food for my kids. I am like dead, okay? I am unalive today, literally. My body feels like I was run over by a bus and then backed over by that bus and then run over again. And then the bus left and a train came and the train ran me over. And then what was left of me at that point then got picked apart. But I have an eating pad. I've been on it all day, my friend, all day. Picked apart by the vultures, and then it was taken to the pond, and then the fish, the fish. I did the hot shower thing. I didn't do a nap yet. I think a nap would be cool. Hello, welcome. Thank you. Oh, we're going to talk about that, right? So I was just about to say that the silver lining was when I woke up this morning, everyone. Guess what I found on my porch? A box. And then about 3 hours later, another box. Went down to check the mail and grab my coffee. Girl, listen, you don't have to tell me either. I have fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis. I have nerve pain. I have a slip disc in my back, sciatica, on top of myocarditis, tinnitus, and liver issues that I was born with, like 72 other things on top of that, POTS. We could just keep going until the end of time. Funny story though, the only health issues I had, and I'm fairly young to have these very serious health issues, I didn't have until after I got COVID, and the vaccine didn't exist yet. So I can't even blame it on the vaccine because it didn't even exist yet when I started, getting all this pain and stuff. The myocarditis and all the inflammation in my body is from just getting COVID. It's called long haul COVID. And so on top of all of that, then there was the fibro, and now they want to retest to make sure that it's not something else that they could look into now at this point. ADHD, I know pretty much everyone I know, I feel like, has ADHD besides me, or ADD, one of the two, A Taurus, that's cool. That's cool. I do need a hot tub. That's a brilliant idea. And if I had hot tub money, my friend, I would own one. Oh no. Yeah, see, I'm one of those families, unfortunately, since we're low income, but it goes by area. You know what I mean? Like it goes by your area. So signing up for those, it has to be by area. So like it's in this state, it's the area you live in. And there's not a ton in my area. That's, the problem. There's a lot in Boston or greater Boston area, but not so much. I need a tanning bed for my psoriasis. That's what I need, because that will help with psoriasis. Okay, so back to the merch. That was on my porch this morning. I woke up and I was like, ooh, my merch is here. And then, like I said, like 2 hours later, my cup came. Now, I got this wonderful gift yesterday that I didn't get to open until today because I was so busy yesterday. But guess what? It's a wrist guard for my keyboard, and I love it. It's a cloud, and duh, it's pink. It has to match my pink keyboard. Duh. And it came with this really awesome coaster. It came with a freaking coaster. I can't stand it. It's so cute. A pink coaster, so I can put my cup on it, and it's not messing with my desk. And it also came with a pink wrist guard for your mouse. I didn't open that one yet because my mouse pad has one on it, but in case my mouse pad ever needs to go, that'll be the next thing I use. But now I have a place to put my Sipping on Turtle Tears cup on the coaster, okay? And it came today. I'm so excited for this, okay? And then, again, because this is my merch store, right? My Amazon wish list isn't back up. I privated it, but anybody who wants it can just email me or ask Jesse or any of my mods, and they'll give it to you. But my Justice for the Silence hoodie came in. And again, these come in like a bunch of different colors in my merch store. But I got pink. There's 3 different color pinks too. There's like a medium pink, a really light pink, and then like a dark pink. And I got this one because, well, I wanted this one. And it says Justice for the Silenced on the front with the heart. And then on the back, it says Twisted Tragedies Podcast. I love it. And since I'm wearing the other one, which I'm not going to lie, I was like, are these going to be good quality or are they not? Hence why I got my own. I'm like, are these going to be good quality? Or are they going to be shit quality? And oh my God, it is so soft in here. This is so soft and wonderful. And of course it says Twisted Tragedies on the front. And then it has my logo on the rest of it. And the new Justice for the Silence hoodies actually also say Twisted Tragedies on the sleeve. The new ones. This is the old version of it I ordered. But then I changed it and I added Twisted Tragedies on the sleeve too. So, I mean, the new ones have that. And the blankets, I'm either going to make a second version that say Twisted Tragedies on the blankets, or just change the version I have now. Either one. But oh my God, these hoodies are so comfortable. I kid you not, this one is so comfortable. I love that I got it in black because, well, hello. Hello. It just, I didn't want like 2 pink ones. Although I love pink, I wanted it to go with the theme. And technically my channel itself is more red and blue and black, sort of dark, but this came out freaking amazing. It's got a gloss to it. It has a shine to it. I love it so much. And they nailed it. They nailed my logo. Like the detail is amazing. Freaking amazing. Definitely worth it. Worth it. All right. Worth it. I love it so much. I love it. I love it so much. They really have up this. If you saw merch back in the day, it was very childlike, right? Very childlike, right? Listen, I was skeptical about because of way back in the day and how the merch was. I was like, is this going to be good? Fingers crossed, because I really want it to be good for everyone else. And yeah, definitely Wallflower's right. So when you wash stuff like this, you know how when you first get it, it's like all nice and cozy inside, and then you wash it and you dry it, and then it's like not as soft the second time around. Well, the way I do it is I turn it inside out, like Wallflower said, when you wash it, and then when you dry it, right, you put it on top of the dryer. You don't put it in the dryer. Put it on top of the dryer so that it dries. It's sort of air drying, but with a little bit of heat, but not enough heat to burn off the sort of like warm buzz inside. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And so that is my tip of the day for you. When you dry it, don't put it in the dryer if you want it to stay nice and soft on the inside, I know. I love it. I love it so much, Benny. I love it so much. I'm loving it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving it. And I knew I really didn't have the extra money to spend on it, but because technically it's my store, it's a sample, so I get like a bit of a discount, which means I don't make any money on it when I buy it from my own store. They sort of give me the discount of what I would have made. That makes sense to anyone? Because it's a sample of my own merchandise. So it is very warm. I got a large, and it still has plenty of room in there, like this large, because it's unisex. So I feel like, for women, if you like it a little big, if you're teeny tiny, I would say probably get a medium if you want it a little big. But, if you're a medium or a large and you want it a little big, I think I mean, usually I get a large, but this has still got a little room in it because I'm a large. So if you like it a little big, I know I'm going to have to make some pants. The pants, when I make them though, are more expensive than the hoodie, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. But that's just the way the online sort of does it, because I'm not the one making them, right? They're shipping them, they're making them. So I'm only making like amount off of it, but still, it's like free, advertisement. People are going to look at it and they're going to be like, hey, what's that? Right? Like anybody who doesn't recognize it, they're like, hey, what's that's like a talking point. You know what I mean? And this one is too, Justice for the Silenced. I mean, how many people out there who are watching right now on different platforms are the silenced at this point? Which one? Let me see. I'll send you the link. For some reason, I'm having a problem with it sort of clicking into some of them are clicking into my YouTube and some of them are not. So I don't know why some of them are and some of them aren't. But I was just trying to figure that out before, here, but I'll send you the link for the whole store itself. That way you don't have to look. You should be able to see it if I put it right here in chat. If you click on this link to the front of the store itself, you should see everything I have in there. It's Shopify, printful Shopify. So you let me know if you see it there, because you should be able to. When I click on the regular link, I can see it. So, but that's the Shopify link for it. But the Justice for the Silenced one, like that's another talking point. Someone's going to ask me what that means while I'm wearing, right? And how many people who are out there right now are the silenced, waiting for this justice for them, for their family, for their friends, for their loved ones. How many people have been silenced out of fear? It's never okay, right? And this hoodie was made specifically just for them, for them, for those people that feel like they can't even speak as a victim because it will be used against them. Just to speak their truth. They'll be, bashed and attacked by a mob of lunatics online. That is what this was made for. And I absolutely love it. And I'm super proud of it. And I'm loving the font on the back. The only issue I have with it is I don't like how the S kind of curls up, because it looks like an apostrophe. And it's not a goddamn apostrophe, which is why it pisses me off. It's just like an extension of the S. But why? Why do we need to have such an extension of the S? But I get it. I understand it, But that's the back of that one. And again, I'll be able to drink my tea out of my Sipping on Turtle Tears cup, right? And it will taste amazing. It will taste amazing, those turtle tears, all right? That's what we're doing. But I'm not going to lie, that was like the silver lining, was getting my merch today. And because even sitting in this chair right now, I'm like, oh, for the love of God, my legs are going to fall off. They're gonna fall off, I feel like. Turtle tears, yep, that's right. Good to go. Now all I need is a t-shirt and a blanket from my own store, and I'll be good to go. I don't have, my own dogs. My daughter has service dogs. I don't have my own dogs, so I wouldn't be buying the pit bull or, the hi. So anyway, right? I had a long, amazing Halloween. It was great. We walked with, there was like 20 kids and about 22 adults. We had moms and dads in the neighborhood. And then we came back after trick-or-treating. We had like a whole table set up and different cauldrons of candy for the kids. And we had the fog machine out, and we had a cupcake tower, and we got dominoes, and the kids had brookies. Those are brownie cookies, in case you didn't know, and they're delicious. And there was music, and all that. all that nonsensical. Today I didn't put on 20 kids, not 200. 20, just 20. 20 kids probably. You had 200 kids? That's fucking crazy. That's nuts. We never get that many. Never get that many. Ever, 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 ever. I didn't put subscribers on only. No, I didn't. I didn't put it on today because it was an impromptu. And I was like, meh, I'm going to let new people try to feel it out, you know, which allows trolls, yes, just bop them. It's not that big of a deal at the moment. It was an impromptu. It lets the trolls come out of their boxes, and then I just bop them. It's really that simple. Just boop, bop them, and off they go. But at the same time, it allows regular people who are just finding us to sort of hop in. You want new people to be able to talk without having to hit the subscribe button too, once in a while. And so I was like, it's an impromptu. I'm not going to subscriber only mode it. Even if I have to bop them myself, I will. It is what it is. I'm pretty quick on the trigger finger myself. I'm used to it at this point. You have to ask yourself, why so many attacks from so many trolls? Ask yourself why. The big questions are never asked, right? They did. They had a fantastic Halloween. The kids played until they couldn't play anymore. We have a pretty tight neighborhood, and the kids all know each other. They all go to school together. They all play together. And we had one big sort of Halloween block party, I guess you would call it. And all the kids we got Kai cupcakes, a little cupcake tower for the kids. And we had pin an eyeball on the zombie and throw the rings on the spider legs that I got. It's like an inflatable spider with legs, and you throw the rings onto their legs. So we had that for the kids. But the wind, it was the wind. The wind was brutal. So at some point, I said, you know what? I'm cold, right? And this beautiful hoodie was not here yet, although it had been slated to come between yesterday and tomorrow. And I was crossing my fingers that it would come yesterday so I could wear it, but it didn't. And so I was like, I was wearing my firewoman costume, as you guys saw yesterday. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to put my party llama onesie over it. And so halfway through the night, I said, screw this. I'm cold. The wind is blowing. And I put my party llama onesie on over my fire lady costume. So I was a fire lady party llama. I was just party llama in it. It was just party llama in it. And today's the 1st. Today is November 1st, which means I have, let's see, how many non-members do we have? I think all of you guys are members right now, pretty much. Almost all of you. I have 10. Maybe I'll wait until there's. I didn't even realize it first. I totally forgot. Maybe except for my mods, which I don't understand, like why it doesn't kick them out, like kick it out to my mods, like give them the subscription too. They deserve it. Hey Sarah, you know what? I'm gonna do the first 5. Okay. Oh, the Little Mermaid! How cute! I love it. Oh my god. A birthday party on Halloween? That is freaking awesome. That's so weird. I don't understand why it doesn't give you guys. Okay, I'm gonna attempt it, right? Because we know I have them now. So let's see. It should allow me to give the first 5 now, and then I'll wait maybe until tomorrow to give the other 5. Because I only get 10 a month to give out for free, and I like to do it at the beginning of the month. All right, let's see. Fingers crossed here. My New Business, The Portuguese Journalist, Michelle Gamble, Judy Cam, and The Global Report. Those are the 5 that got them now. Congratulations to you guys. Sorry, Jesse, every time I cross my fingers for you guys. for my mods. Every freaking time. I'm like, just give it to my mods, give it to my mods, give it to my mods. And I can't choose, right? So it doesn't let me choose who I give it to. It's random for whatever algorithm YouTube uses. But congratulations to all of you who got your memberships for the month. There you go. Amazing. Awesome. All right. Now, I didn't do this in the beginning because I'm really bad at doing this in the beginning. Because I'm like, oh, I'm here. Here we are. And to be honest, my brain right now is on how much pain my body is in. So I am attempting to use brain cells that are dead at the moment. So give me a second. Oh, hold on. So I saw that you don't understand what's fun about it. Well, for me, it's the one day a year that it's acceptable for us adults to dress up in costume with our children and have a blast. And also, you can have Halloween parties. It's an excuse to have a get together with your friends and see people you haven't seen in a while and play games or let people win prizes or have a dancing competition or play cornhole or do limbo or just listen to music and hang out. You know, it's just another day that it's acceptable for everybody to dress up as something scary or silly or cute and have fun. So, I mean, for the kids, it's about the trick or treating, right? It's about going door to door and ringing the bell and being the trick or treat and not knowing what candy you're going to get. And then you get to go home and dump out the whole thing and see what you got. You get to count all your pieces of candy. You get to open your little, gift baggies that some people give. That I did those this year, and you get to see what's in there, what treasures are inside the gift bag. Um, it's fun for all ages. It's fun. A lot of people don't celebrate, and I understand that, but we do. And for me, it's my favorite holiday. It is. It is my favorite holiday. It's my favorite holiday because everybody can have fun. And it's an excuse to get people together and just celebrate each other. You know? I love it. I love it. I love it. That's okay. No worries, Jesse. No worries. So I figured out, actually, you guys know this, but I figured out how to make these like little overlay things. I did. And they're pretty cool. Not gonna lie. They're pretty cool. So for today's show, it took me about 5 minutes sitting at the computer to make this overlay. Oop. I love it. Drop a truth bomb. Although the S in front of the Cash App is supposed to be a $sign, so it done fucked up there. But AI is supposed to sort of help you out with that nonsensical crap. But nonetheless, if you would like to support the channel, there are many ways to do so. There is Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut, Chime, debit or credit, and that is pinned in the chat. It's also in the description of the video. And our wish list is currently private until they bop all the accounts that keep using my wish list like it's a fucking game. And so Amazon has to take their sweet time to do their quote investigation, and then they'll be banning those accounts and associated accounts. So it is what it is. Lots of trolls today, huh? Y'all have nothing else to do on Saturday? Yeah? You're fine. You're fine. Ooh, Skittles. Ooh, we got some Jolly Rancher gummies and some Skittles gummies. You know, Skittles had gummies. I had no idea that Skittles had gummies until yesterday. So my kid dumped out her big bag, and I was like, well, I have to make sure everything's not poisonous. Gotta check the candy. And I was like, why do you have so many Skittles gummies? I've never heard of such a thing ever in my life. Like, what are these? What are they? I didn't know they existed at all. Please hold. I don't know what my kids don't understand about the fact that my legs don't work today. Needy. They're so needy. I love them, but they're so good. Weed gummies. No, yeah, I'm not on subscription only. I didn't do that one today. Ooh, Sour Patch gummies. Jolly Ranchers. Delicious. Delicious. You didn't get any gummy candy? Gummy candy's the best, I feel like. I like the gummy candy. I like the stuff that's sweet. You know? Sweet stuff. Stuff that I like. Vitamin gummies. I didn't taste them yet, but my kiddo got a lot of them. The Lifesaver gummies, I love. Those are my favorite. I will eat a whole bag of those. A whole big bag of those. You know? A whole giant bag of those. So, all right. There was a litany of things that happened between last night and this morning. I mean, isn't there always, I feel like, at this point, really, of things that happen? But I did see that JFK put out a new sort of video, and so that was interesting. Let me see if I can pull it up here for a second. Oh, God. Oh, you guys have to see this. Hold on. You guys have to see this. Something just popped up that I didn't see until right now. Oh boy. All right, ready? Okay, ready? Nan Gallagher is big mad, apparently. She's big mad. She's declared war apparently 4 times via copy and paste that she hereby doesn't authorize Meta to use her photos. Deterioration in the movement. Honey, the main ingredient in the quote movement is deterioration. 3 dashes of degree, Lydia said. It's so scary. Lawsuits from the healthcare attorney incoming, right? So this lady's, she said, public service announcement. Anyone thinking they can come into my Facebook page and spew negativity and hate, foster and foment the disappointing division and deterioration in the movement, or make comments that are not respectful of me and others, quick reminder that this is not X. It's still social media, lady. I will absolutely remove and or ignore such comments based upon my whim, and you will be blocked. Big fat nobody cares. You're mad that people are speaking up and saying what you did was fucking not only deplorable, disgusting, and unethical, but that you cannot be a smart attorney if you're making public service announcements on Facebook. Like what do you think this is going to do? Is this announcement going to make people magically tell you that you are not ethical? I mean, I really want to know what she thought this was going to do exactly. You think it's going to make people stop saying things about you? Good luck with that, lady. Okay? It's not. I heard she's running around, threatening people with lawsuits. Have fun with that. Can't sue anybody for their opinion, and you can't sue them for a fact. And the fact is not only did you turn over a voicemail for a potential client to the man she has an order on, but then you doubled down and tripled down, publicly saying you were happy to do it just minutes later. And then when called out on that disgusting, deplorable, unethical behavior, you then chose to tell people that it's no biggie. You have no responsibility to that person because they were not a client. She clearly forgot to read Professional Conduct Rules 1.18 that specifically state that a potential client still gets confidentiality because they called for legal advice. Maybe she missed that one. But it exists. So maybe, just maybe, she's not as smart a lawyer as people think she is, okay? Running around giving empty threats about lawsuits you're never going to actually try to do because you know there's no merit in them whatsoever, and then running around making public service announcements on Facebook about how you don't like that people are making comments of you because they're not respectful. Well, are they not respectful? They're just not what you want to hear about your behavior, because your behavior was fucking unethical, disgusting, and deplorable. Oh, yeah, that too. The whole disgusting insult that she tried to throw at me, which is like, here's the thing. If you're going to give an insult, at least be fucking accurate, number one. By poo-pooing housing and food stamps, which is lower income people, you're poo-pooing most of the country, just FYI, okay? Most people don't have $450 for an emergency in their bank account. Just saying, okay? So I don't know how she thought that was going to go over well. I really don't. And then you think you're going to move here to Massachusetts and what? Everyone's going to just forget all about that? You think the big companies here, the medical companies, the hospitals, they're going to trust you? When you just gave this lady, when you just gave the guy who she has an order on, the voicemail of her, you think these big medical companies are going to trust you? You got another fucking thing coming. Never mind the fact that since you doubled and tripled down on the fact that you have no responsibilities towards this woman because she wasn't already a client, and you completely skipped over the fact that potential clients, you still have that ethical duty to. Again, Rule 1.18. Want to read up on it on the rules of professional conduct. And then you want to argue with me. Well, you're not a lawyer, or actually, the turtle riders also wanted to argue with me. Well, you're not a lawyer, Elise. You're not a lawyer. How would you know better than a lawyer? Oh, gee, I don't know. I don't know. I studied law for the last 25 years, and, had it not been for time, money, and my child's terminal illness, I probably would be an attorney like 10 years ago. All right. So just saying, maybe, just maybe, I do my homework and I know a little bit more than you do. Because there's a lot of YouTube attorneys on these YouTube streets giving out information that's completely and utterly false and misleading. But hey, what do I know? I'm not an attorney. How would I know it's unethical? How would I know that it breaks the rules of professional conduct? How the fuck would I know that right away, immediately? I'm just a dummy. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, ever. Just a dummy. Just a grifter. It's me. I mean, the shit they say, amazing. What kind of backlash? Well, besides me, well, she got a lot of people who were like, that's disgusting, unethical, and we thought better of you. Yeah, they failed to realize that, Cassie. He even fails to realize that most of the people that follow him are on a fixed income, retirement, Social Security, disability, and they're supporting these people, right, with that. Well, you guys know I'm not a fan of Melanie Little. She's given out many misinformation herself as an attorney. And she might have agreed with me because, here's the thing. For any attorney to sit there and publicly say that she has no responsibility to a potential client would just be false, right? And so if you're going to say that as an attorney, which is easy, verifiable information with 10 seconds of fucking research, then you're giving up your credibility. That's you giving up your credibility as an attorney, where nobody in the legal realm, who gives a shit about people who don't know what they're talking about, but people in the legal realm who see that are going to be like, what a fucking idiot. You will lose the respect of people you work with, people that see your work or see you in the courthouses for cases, potential other clients. Who gives a shit about a bunch of people on X or Facebook that have no fucking idea what they're talking about and will believe anything that comes out of this lady's mouth? But what about the people in legal land that now lose all respect for you? Because if you don't know that you have a legal responsibility, or an ethical responsibility, I should say, to someone who's a potential client calling for legal advice, then you live in fucking Delululand and you should hand in your bar card now. You know? I understand she backed me up, but she only backed me up specifically because it's good for her, right? It's not, if it was bad for her, she wouldn't, you know? She wouldn't. Bottom line. Right, and then public service announcement. Hey, lady, it's Facebook, not a public service announcement there, you know? Yeah, I'm not a fan of Melanie Little. It's not about not giving a fuck. It's just that she gave out a lot of misinformation herself because it was good for her at the time. So what, you know, her backing me up was really just a no-brainer. Anybody with a bar license should be backing me up to say it's unethical and you do have a duty and a responsibility to someone who is a potential client. It's in the rules of professional conduct in every fucking state. Come on. You know, if you sit there and deny that, then when your viewers come back to you and go, well, what's this? Don't be shocked when you lose them, right? And I think Melanie Little has a interest in saying what is true when it comes to that, because it's an easy thing to look up. It's an easy thing to know, you know? See, that's the other part that pissed me off. No one else said a fucking word. No one else said a fucking word. And I totally get you on that. Me and her apparently are the only ones who said a goddamn thing. Why? Because, well, they're friends. They're friends. It's basic fucking lawyering 101. If you don't know that, you should hand your goddamn bar card in. But for all the other ones that said nothing, why do you think they said nothing? Because that's their friend and she supports them monetarily. So why would they say something? You know, why would they fucking say something? To me, it just goes to show, you know? Just goes to show. I get it, and I did give credit where it was due. I posted on X, I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Could have been yesterday. That Melanie Little said something, and I give the credit where it's due. Like, she said something, and somebody told me she spent like a whole half hour on it, you know. And she apparently also sort of said, like the extra comments that Nan made towards me were gross. Because, I mean, they were, bottom line. You're being called out for unethical behavior. I didn't say, hey, Nan, you're fucking ugly and stupid. And I didn't say any of that, right? I called out the behavior itself. It's unethical. You should be ashamed. That was my point, right? It is unethical. You owed her a duty. You helped someone harass her on purpose. On purpose. And then you went a step further and you answered the phone, and instead of talking to her because you knew that wasn't recorded, you directed her to your voicemail so you could share that voicemail with Turtle Boy, simply because he was mad at you because you went to the JFK event instead of his event. That was planned ahead of time. JFK's event was planned before the Turtles, okay? So let's be clear here. Nan would sue her. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Why doesn't Nan send me any threats like that? Gee, I wonder why. Wonder why that is. Oh, maybe it's because I know it's fucking an empty threat, and because I know my shit. And she just assumed that Jess didn't. She assumed that empty threat would make her not say anything at all. That's what she assumed. If you ever make that assumption with me, it's a bad fucking assumption. Don't ever assume that I just won't say something. Don't bet on that at all. Because whether it's popular or not, I'm going to fucking say it. Anybody who knows me knows that. This mouth has no filter. It just does not. If you do something that is like this, you can expect to be called out no matter what fucking side you're on. I don't give a shit. See, that's the difference, right? There is no side here. The case is over. The side is humanity. That's my fucking side. I go to the beat of my own goddamn drum. The side is fucking humanity. All right? This isn't about which cult you follow, what side. It's right and wrong. What is right and what is wrong? Hold on a second, guys. I'm mean now because I won't let little boil eggs in the microwave. Boiling eggs in the microwave. Well, Stacey, you can help. No, you're not. That's not a thing. You want to boil them, they get boiled on the stove. They don't get boiled in the microwave. And now, I'm mean now. I said, good. I'm mean. I'm doing my job as a parent. But mean. But yes, her life is about threatening people into silence. I'm not about that. Yeah, and that's the other thing. He did his thing around her schedule, which is just even sicker to me. But I would have liked to hear them say something because they grew up in the hood, right? They grew up low income. They grew up dealing with housing instability, food stamps, all of those things. And I could never be associated with somebody that behaved that way and not say something. Not only would I have to call them out privately and be like, that was over the line, right? But then I would have to make a statement publicly because I am associated with that person that I do not condone it at all. It's the right thing to do, you know? I don't think anybody speaks for anybody else, but at the same time, what the actual fuck was she thinking or doing? You know? You got called out on bad behavior, and instead of accepting that what you did was bad behavior, right? You decided you would just double and triple down on it. I mean, doesn't sound like a smart idea to me at all. As a matter of fact, sounds like a real shitty idea. Who in the actual fuck, instead of just saying, you know what, you guys, I made a bad choice. How many people are going to give up their careers for the turtle is what I'd like to know. How many? It's actually over 200. There's 145 over on X right now. But hitting the like button would be helpful. Or supporting the channel. You can get yourself a membership. You can do a super chat or a super sticker. Or if you watch this when I'm not live anymore, a super thanks. That's like a thing. Yeah, I know. My legs don't move because I'm broken today. And I feel like I got hit by a bus and a train and then picked up by vultures and then dropped in a pond. And then the rest of me was eaten by fish. And so I feel like a caveman beat me with his club, because from like here down, I'm in pain. It was an impromptu decision because I can sit in my chair. I spent most of the day in my bed. I gotta put it up. But I decided, I guess I'll do an impromptu Saturday, which never happens because Saturday's like my day off, and I usually spend it just chilling. But I was like, you know what? I'm not doing much today because I can't really move. So give the people what they want. God damn it. Give the people what they want. R's right. She said it's crazy that everyone who associates with the turtle ends up getting dragged into drama and their platform is destroyed by him, and yet people still associate with him knowing that it will happen to them. Right? And here's the thing, right? And I said this to someone in JFK's comments on his latest video, that what did they really expect? Right? Eventually, he was going to do it to the clearer, right? And he can't even say he didn't see it coming. Everyone saw it coming from a mile away. Anyone associated with him in any way, even rarely associated with him, just like at arm's length associated with him. Eventually, he has to do it to distract from his own behavior. If it is a distraction for him to spread lies and rumors or pull up something someone did 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, then he will, because it's a distraction from ultimately what he does, right? If anyone else on planet Earth wiretapped Karen Reed, he himself would have talked about it for the next year and a half and how stupid they were, especially if it was in the same scenario that he was in, right? There's someone who's saying that's your friend right now, and she's a strong woman. She's the best person. Remember all that? You guys remember all that? Because I remember all that, right? I remember it all. All these things he was saying, in which I later called out as simply him doing for him. That's all that was. It had nothing, he didn't give a shit about Karen. Let's be brutally honest. I've been brutally honest for the last 2 years. He didn't give a shit about her. He gave a shit about himself. He cared about the money and the fame and what he thought would be movie deals and book deals and tours with Karen. When he saw all the movie deals and book deals slip away slowly because she wanted nothing to do with him at that point, that's where it really pissed him off, right? He was already pissed off. In trial one, people like to forget, or they act like it never happened, and I've said it a billion times. I had said it after I think, trial, or during trial one. He tried to blackmail her for a fucking court seat. She wouldn't save him a seat in court because she was mad at him because he didn't listen, and he got himself arrested and got charges, and her phone got taken, right? You guys remember that? And ultimately, he tried to blackmail her by saying, I'm going to go to Telly if you don't do what I want. And she went to Alan. The Roccos went to Alan Jackson. And Alan Jackson said, well, what are we going to do? Norfolk County's not going to do anything about it. That's blackmail, right? That's blackmail. You think the recording was the first thing he did, then you have not been paying attention, or you really just stuck your head in the sand. Most people are like, Karen is ungrateful and blah, blah. Okay, cool. All of that. Plus, Aiden's a piece of shit. How about that? How about he's been doing this the entire time? The way of him controlling someone is to get a little bit of dirt on them or something they just don't want publicly said of their private life because it's private, right? And use that as leverage to make them move like a fucking puppet and do what you want, right? No normal person does that. That's sick. That's fucking sick. I still hold secrets of people who are dead or I don't even speak to anymore. Because why? Because they told it to me in confidence. In confidence. They trusted me with whatever information it was. Who the fuck am I to then, if I don't like them anymore or I don't talk to them or they die, to then just spill their secrets? Come on. Let's be real here. You know? Let's be honest. He recorded her as a second backup reason to get her to do what he wanted. And what he wanted was her to sign the deal with his documentary so that they would take him more serious. Because without her, he's really just a nothing and a no one in the eyes of the documentary team. And so he recorded. And people are like, well, why can't we hear the whole recording? Explain this 72 times, and I'll explain it again. The full recording, it's in its entirety, would raise serious questions to the people who supported both Karen Reed and Turtle Boy. Some serious questions that they would be asking. And that is a problem for both of them, which is why they will never get the full recording. It'll never be posted in public, simply because it is not good for either side. It raises very serious questions about some things that were told to the public, fed to the public, that were not true, and sort of exposes those lies full face. And that's a fucking problem for them. So then what? right? Neither one of them are going to magically go to the police with it. But what I do think you'll see is I think you'll see at this point that maybe, just maybe, since you can't charge someone again for murder after they've been found not guilty, right? Maybe, just maybe, Karen comes out and says what happened, at least in part, right? She knows Aiden's never going to put that full recording out there, even though he has it, because it also makes him look like a fucking douche nozzle. So she's going to bet on the fact that he's not going to. Not going to. Because if he does, then she could then, after he releases it, she could then say, okay, cool, the information's out there, don't have to worry anymore. Now she can go to the police and say, wiretapping charge, please. Those are the bets that are being made in the background, in my opinion. You know, there's a lot of shit going on behind closed doors. I think what really gets me is that a lot of these people know what is happening behind closed doors, and yet they remain silent. The silence is fucking deafening. It is absolutely fucking deafening. They remain silent simply because if they say anything, Hayden will come for them. The minions will come for them. The turtle cult will come for them. Hello, Space Coast. Nice to see you back. Of course he does. You know, I don't even know why he's even still talking about Sean. For what? Sean is smarter than him on any day of the week, number one. Number two, Sean has decades of experience in law enforcement. What the fuck does Will have? What the fuck does Will have? He's the pizza guy, the guy that worked at the gym. What the fuck? You know? I mean, she could do a lot of things, I feel like, that would fuck up his day, you know? That would really fuck up his day. And you know he's obsessed with that subscriber count. Obsessed. When he loses subscribers, he loses his ever-loving mind. Now, he's also continued to break the 2 orders, too, that he has in New Jersey against him. That's gross. See, why jump on the bandwagon? See, do you see where it correlates, right? Will talks about one thing and then the rest of them do. It's like in step. It's not like it's something big. You know what I mean? It's not like it's something big newsworthy that we saw happen between all of this. And it was like, oh, this is something we have to talk about. You know, there's no big news to sit there and just talk about Sean for no reason. That's completely in step with each other. It's, you know, come on. Listen, that's okay. We're not spelling Gestapos here. My hands are very arthritic. And when I type from my phone, I make a ton of spelling mistakes also. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm not writing a dissertation to my college professor. I don't make those same mistakes when I have the big keyboard. But because the keyboard on my phone is so small and my hands are stiff, I'm like, we're not the spelling Gestapos over here. We're on the internets, the interwebs. We're not writing dissertations to our college professors and everything needs to be where it is, you know? So don't you worry, Space Coast, my friend. You're allowed to make mistakes here. Isn't that amazing? Making mistakes? Calling out the cult leader? Oh no. My God. My God. How dare we do such things? How dare we? You know, someone actually told Deidre that she was in a cult because she watches us and because she's in our chat. So she's getting a lot of hate for that, okay? Of course, right? And Shannon just hit the nail right on the head, right? Just hit the nail right on the head, Shannon. So you guys have to remember, the way he does things are like in roundabout ways in public sometimes to keep people in check. He'll make a roundabout comment that only they know, right? Or they will get, or it's sort of a veiled threat. Like, well, these are the only people that are loyal, right? It's a way for them to understand that if they do anything that pisses him off, even a little tiny bit, he's going to come for them. And I wish some of these people would just have bigger balls and say, so fucking do it then, you pussy ass bitch. And excuse my French. But for real, you pussy ass bitch, do it. The fuck are you going to do? Nothing. You can talk. It's all you can do. This, blah, blah, blah. It's all he can do is run his little mouth, or yell with his little dinosaur arms. You can do that too. You can scream and yell at the screen while he's popping veins out of his forehead. I don't know how anybody sits there and listens. I don't understand. Somebody the other day said he was screaming and yelling, so it was like unhinged. And I mean, how many times have people seen that sort of unhinged behavior? He's like screaming at people in the comments, and it's like, why not just let your mods boot them? You can make a comment on it. You even get a little loud sometimes and be like, you're a fucking idiot. But he's screaming and yelling and popping veins and going on for 20 minutes and telling them to die in holes and all sorts of extra crazy, nonsensical, very unhinged behavior. And then there are people in the comments clapping him on like a seal. And I have to think that, in a way, some of those people have to be very broken themselves, misled, looking for somewhere to belong or something to belong to. And I say to those people, if you were in person and someone was berating someone else like that, would you stand there and clap like a seal? Or are you only doing it because you're behind a screen? I mean, which way is it? Because I'm going to tell you, in real life, I operate the same way. If I have something to fucking say, I'm going to say that shit to your face. No problem with it. None at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little fucking bit. I don't just say things here that I wouldn't say in person. Want to know why? Because I'm a survivor of domestic violence. Nobody is going to do as much damage as my abuser did. No one. Literally no one. I don't care who the fuck. And so maybe my CPTSD has given me that sort of not being afraid of really anyone for that reason. And it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? Where I don't really give a fuck. I'm afraid of no one. Literally no one. And in a way, it's bad because your fight or flight is all fucked up. My fight or flight has been fucked up for many, many years. So when normal people want to flight or freeze, because there is freeze, fight, flight, or freeze. There's freeze and there's flight, and there's times that you should want to flight away from danger, away, right? That your brain should go, okay, time to go, right? My brain doesn't do that. My brain is like, go into the danger. Someone might be in the danger that needs help. Someone in there might need your help, right? And so my brain automatically goes to go into the danger and not away from the danger. And that's sometimes a good thing and sometimes a bad thing, right? But my fight or flight being so fucked up also doesn't allow me to be afraid of little pipsqueaks like it. And that's the God's honest truth. He can talk on YouTube all he wants, but that's all he can do. He can run to police stations and bring fake evidence, but we know this game already, right? There's ways to definitely catch him in it. Me either. I just get sent clips. I refuse to click on anything of his at all. I get sent clips. That's pretty much it. And that shit he said the other day about James's loved one who passed away, disgusting. Anybody who condones that deserves to be shamed, because that's shameful behavior. And if it was anyone of their loved ones, there's a couple of those videos. There's more than one. There's like 3. Oh God, I couldn't do firefighting. That requires like climbing stairs with lots of gear on. I know the training for that, and there is no chance I would pass that with my lung capacity. But yes, running into, danger, is something my brain automatically does. You know what I mean? Like it's part of being a survivor of domestic violence, where it's like no one's going to be able to do as much damage as that person did to me, physically or mentally. Not going to happen. So what would I really be afraid of? I've had my face punched in by a boxer. I mean, what? There's nothing else to be afraid of. You know what I mean? At that point. So I mean, a lot of people's brains don't work like that, which is normal. Your normal fighter, flight, or freeze should be, freeze when something happens, or flight or fight. Like, that's normal, but it should be different things at different times. Mine's just always in fight because was used to my brain was in like survival mode for all those years, and so it's almost like automatic, and it shouldn't be. But I mean, I still do therapy every week, and it's CPTSD or PTSD. There's no antidote for it, right? There's no fix for it. There's nothing that's going to fix it for you. There's therapy that you learn how to deal with it better, but there's no antidote for PTSD or CPTSD. That's a damn good fucking point, R. Yeah, I mean, that's how my brain operates. It's just automatically set to fight and not flight or freeze. It's on X. What's on it? Ooh, I need to see it. I know. I don't think I have. I need to see it. Who has it on X? Oh, you're talking about that one. Yes, I have seen that one. There's a couple other ones. There's like of the same sort of thing. It is what it is. There's not much that can be said about people that think it's okay to use someone's death as some sort of gimmick when it's not true. To try to imply anything about his loved one or him having anything to do with it is just disgusting and deplorable, especially when everyone knows it's 1,000% false. That implying that at all is 0% truth. And so why, if I had done something like that, or anyone else had, he would be saying, well, why would you say something that's disgusting? And, everyone knows that's not true. So why would you say something is not true? Why does that same energy go right back to him is what I want to know. Right, exactly. Now, there's no fix for it. But why? Why not give that same energy to him? He expects that all the energy he gives to other people never comes back to him. No accountability, but he demands it from other people. He demands that private things that he posts publicly that people take accountability for, even when he twists it beyond its actual truth. That he demands everyone take accountability for something they did fucking 20 years ago, that they did take accountability for what they did 20 years ago. They don't need to give any accountability to a man who names himself after a fucking turtle statue, okay? They don't owe him any accountability. They've already taken it in their own lives. Why the fuck do they owe him anything? They don't. Nobody does. Anybody with a criminal record he attacks, they don't owe him or anyone a goddamn fucking thing. They only owe it to themselves. That's it. There's a reason why the people that I help, I tell them not to look back here. Your past is in your past for a reason. There's nothing back there for you. Everything you need is in front of you. It's in the future. It's what you do now. It's not what you did then. It's how you pick yourself back up and how you step forward. But there is nothing back there in the past for you. Nothing good, at least. All you can do is move forward. Make mistakes. You learn from them. And you grow as a person, as a human. I see so many people going ass backwards. Weirdo behavior. Real weirdo behavior. Like, what kind of weirdo fucking behavior is trying to control everyone around you and what they do and what they say and who they watch and who they donate to and what they talk about? And if all these content creators and all these viewers don't do what the sewer turtle wants, the sewer turtle throws a temper tantrum. That's not normal. Or when the sewer turtle gets caught in his own web, that's a problem, right? That's a problem to the point where he needs to put it off on someone else. The last person he put it off on was Joe Flipahead. For what? Flip didn't deserve that. For what? For what? Flip did not deserve that. I know. I'm taking care of a few of them on my end. I know. I have to once in a while, give the good old new people a chance to pop in here without hitting the subscribe button. So, and because it was an impromptu, I did that. But Believe me, tomorrow's will be subscribers only. So I know you are, I know. But nonetheless, JFK did put out a new video about the wiretapping, right? And again, there are some things I don't agree with that are just, and I'll throw this out there now because you guys know, once again, I'm not going to change my opinion on the Karen Reid case, right? But here's the thing. There's something that JFK says about Karen beating two murder cases, and I've heard a lot of people keep saying that. You can't beat two murder cases unless it's two separate people. You can't beat a murder case twice, okay? Because you can only be found guilty or not guilty on that charge, on that crime, once, okay? One of those trials was a hung jury. That's not beating a murder case. Let's be clear and honest. She beat one murder case and one was a hung jury. She wasn't found guilty and she wasn't found not guilty. Therefore, it had to be redone. And then she beat the second murder case. So she did not beat two murder cases, okay? She did not beat the first one. That's not how it happened, all right? No, my pain is not going away. I feel like my arms and legs are going to fall off, hence why I am planted into this chair. Every time I move my legs at all, I do this. I said to my husband the other day, you know you're old when you have to make noises and faces when you're moving. Okay? You know you're getting old when that starts happening, God damn it. But Michael's right. So many people's lives have been ruined by the bullshit that happens on fucking X or Facebook that he just throws out there. And exactly, who is he to demand accountability from fucking anyone? People should be demanding accountability from him. They're like ass. Like ass, but thank you for asking, Piker. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's not true. That's the thing. I can, she beat a murder case, but you can't be like, well, she beat two murder cases, and she didn't beat two murder. You can't beat. You literally cannot beat two murder cases unless it's two separate people you were charged with. If you're charged with one person, one murder case, you can only be found guilty or not guilty one time, or double jeopardy attaches. So the hung jury is not beating it. That's neither side beat it at that point. It's a hung jury, you know. That's kind of how it's one murder case, right? So let's correct. You can't say two. It's not a thing. It didn't happen. Like, you know. I don't know why they're hung up on that. Like my guy friends do that shit all the time in the bar, like just messing around with each other all the time, like literally all the time. All the time. They do the dumb play fighting thing, and they do dumb dances. Like that means absolutely nothing to me. You know, Epsom salt. I thought about it, and I was like, oh, shit, I did take a hot bath with a cup of Epsom salt, though. You know. Yeah. Well, that's in my opinion, I agree with you, Jane. Like, you know, it's just right. I mean, you can heel toe and still be messing around. Like you're in a bar with people you know. You know. In the second case, right? It was a hung jury. Yeah, but not all of them did. A majority of them said that they were going to convict. A majority of that jury were going to convict her. So if you really want to get technical and you want to go by the majority of them, you can't beat a murder case twice. You can only beat it once. Once was a hung jury. That's not beating it. That's not how the system works. It's just not. Yes, I'm AI and you're not a troll. See how that works? You just say shit, you know, it's fun, right? Hey, girl. Me too. I can't move my legs. They're broke today. I'm broken. Fix me. I tell my doctor that all the time. I'm like, Doc, can you fix me? He's like, I can't fix you, but we can try to band-aid you. Package you up a little. Like, fix me. I'm broken, goddammit. Everybody had a good Halloween. That's why my freaking legs hurt. I am quick. Quick on the trigger finger, my friends. I know you were. I know. Believe me, if I didn't know what was going on with my body, I probably would have too. But since I already know what it is, I just get to suffer. Well, that's the thing. Like, what if it was such a big deal, why was none of it spoken about during the trial? Probably because it's not a big deal. kind of common sense at that point. But I do think that besides that little comment, the video that JFK put out yesterday, I think, about Aiden's lies was pretty damn good when it came to the wiretapping. Kind of laid it out there, you know? Let's see if I can put something on the screen for you guys. See, that's good. I binge watched Ghosts. It was a new Halloween episode last night, and now I'm all caught up, and now I'm mad because they're doing it on a week-by-week basis on Paramount instead of releasing the whole season, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm not. Same. I like his show. I don't agree with his stance on the case, but I find them entertaining, you know, as a show, you know? Aww. It was so cute. I'm going to need pictures, ma'am. I'm going to need pictures of it. All right? It's non-negotiable. Yeah. All right, let's see.
Aiden Kearney, a.k.a. Turtle Boy, went on a media run right before his Wilbur appearance and after his Wilbur appearance. A campaign to slander Karen Reed, saying that she did him dirty and that she betrayed him.
It'd be nice if she threw you a thank you, no?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but at the end of the day, it would be disingenuous because I owe her a thank you because she made me who I didn't exist before Karen Reed. She made me who I am.
You guys have each other's numbers and stuff. Do you talk to Karen? Have you spoken with her? Do you guys, you know, catch up?
I mean, we're not friends or anything like that.
And did you ever get an answer? Did you ask her why?
Did I ask her why?
There's
yeah,
the puppy. Halloween picture.
She basically, I mean, it's just a different, she views this relationship differently than I do, basically, about who helped who out in this relationship. And I'll just leave it at that.
The woman lost her house. I mean, she hasn't worked
That was a
for 4
dig.
years, so she's got to make some money.
And she would have lost her house a lot sooner were it not for the $1.1 million that we raised for her legal defense fund.
We. Who's we, bub?
All the while, he
Who's we?
wiretapped her. September 27th of 2025, he went on a Twitter space saying there was
An
no
unhinged
recordings, there was
one.
no wiretap. It came out later that that was false. When he first got on this Twitter space, he said he had no idea about any recordings and that
He's
there were
such a
no
cutie.
recordings. In the last minutes of the 26-minute conversation, he admitted he knew exactly what they were talking about. Why? Why did he deny it?
Why lie?
Why did it take him 26 minutes to acknowledge what they were talking about?
100,000% I'm denying. Yeah, let's hear the actual recording. Do you have it? Does it exist?
So she's lying.
Oh no, because Karen Reed would never lie.
Okay.
There's no recording.
Okay.
There's no recording.
You know I got it.
Yo, you have the recording? Let's hear it. Let's hear this mystery recording you're talking about. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she had nothing. And she said, there's a tape. And I go, let's hear it. There's no tape. I called
You
her
had
bluff.
that conversation with her.
I called her bluff. There you go. Let's
You
hear
had
it.
that conversation with her.
What?
You had that conversation with her.
Via Messenger.
September 28th of 2025, he did a live show, a live stream, and he said he could not talk about the Twitter space from the night before. For the first 25 minutes, he denied that he knew anything about a recording, even to the point he didn't know what they were talking about. Towards the end, he admitted that he talked to Karen via Messenger in the same context they were speaking he knew about. She said there was recordings sent to her lawyers. During that time, a couple of days later, we did a live stream where the glare got on our stream.
And lied some more. lied
At
some
this
more.
point, we didn't know who recorded who We knew it was real because Aiden said that he got messages by Karen about her lawyers receiving some type of recordings. Who could have recorded them? Also, we were confused on why she didn't show up to the Wilbur Theater or to Turtle Boy's fundraiser. What was going on? Who is who? And at this time, the Glera came on the StreamYard and on the stream to speak on it. But all the while, he was lying. He was hiding something.
Who gives a fuck, dude? Who
What if he
cares?
didn't know he was being recorded, though?
Wait, so if Karen Reed recorded Turtle Boy, it's who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Either way?
I don't know why. Maybe I'm stupid.
If you put it into perspective of you just beat 2 murder cases, I think you would feel a little different. That's just my opinion.
I mean, you're probably right, but I just don't care.
What does she get out
Don't
of
care.
lying about it?
But how do you know she's even saying that it's her? You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying if she came out and said it, you would still
you know it's
wouldn't take her at her word?
No, I'm saying I wouldn't take her at her. No, I'm saying I wouldn't take it at her word. No.
Right?
But you took her whole trial at her word.
Her fundraiser, and you even took off your shirt and all that. And then it's Turtle Boy shit. She doesn't get on, right? That's a red flag, no? And then there's the Wilbur Theater. Everybody's there. She doesn't show up to that. So do you think that she's not showing up because of there's not a reason? So does it sound credible that she heard it recorded and that's the reason why she ain't fucking with him?
Now it's none of his business. He doesn't care.
Way too deep into this shit.
Nope.
She said it.
Yeah, I think you're bringing way too much of this into what the main subject here is.
What's the main subject? The main subject is the recording, right?
Right.
Whether it happened or not.
What exactly? So where is the fucking recording, dude? Because it doesn't exist. Come on.
Yeah.
If you don't hear it, it doesn't exist. That we could play all the distractions you want, bro. We could play this game.
If she
comes like you distracting, right? Well,
we'll make a fucking fun ass live stream all night, dude. But unless you bring the receipts as far as the recording goes, which means if you don't have the recording itself, the recording point is moot. It means your hero is flawed and she's a liar, dude. If she's saying that there's a recording and there's no recording, then she's a liar.
But there is now, ain't there?
That's what it means.
And he knew it. He knew that the whole time.
So if she does come
say it all.
Receipts, though, right?
If she comes through with the receipts, I will eat my words.
So,
but he doesn't.
Let me ask you, how will you feel going forward, trusting TB as your friend?
So far, I have no reason not to trust TB as my friend.
I'm saying if she comes up with a recording.
If she comes up with a recording, then I will stand corrected and I will eat my words and I'll look stupid.
You do look stupid, but you didn't eat them,
After
right?
this live stream, we talked to Karen Reed.
No, he had no balls.
She reached out to Will DeGlera first.
So he knew the whole time.
Refused her. She asked him a question she already knew the answer to. But on this live stream, he acted like he had no idea about recordings. And he never told us. He talked to Karen Reed. You know, guys. Free Karen Reed, the person that he fought so hard for. He never mentioned
that he made all that money for. Yeah, right.
Why
makes sense.
Not on the live stream or even behind the scenes did he mention it.
I don't do open panels.
Why? Shortly after that, the wiretaps leaked.
That's not the narrative you keep feeding. Your narrative is, I went to jail for Karen Reed, and she doesn't thank me.
No,
Shortly after the recordings leaked, we had the Glera, William Henry, back on the show to answer these questions on why he didn't tell us he talked to Karen. And here's what he had to say. He lied again. You be the judge.
Tonight. And Chris is doing Spaces tonight.
Did she ask me about a recording? That I knew anything about a recording? I said no, because that's the truth.
So at that time, you didn't know a month ago about a recording?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
Glera.
You did.
Come on, man.
You did.
We hung out, man. Don't do this.
So why didn't you mention that she called me up about?
They're trying to give him an out.
About him if you never mentioned that. Why wouldn't you mention that to us?
And he doesn't take it.
Matter of fact,
The answer is simple.
What?
Because it's none of your fucking business.
Okay.
So here you go, choosing violence.
You do know, right?
Choosing
Just to
violence.
let you know, right? That Turtle Boy is the biggest drama channel of them all, right? You know that, right? And you don't have
Exactly
to
why
disagree
he's
or agree.
not a journalist, Melissa. That's exactly why.
And your standard, and I'm just saying that's my take on it. You don't have to agree
Right
with
on.
me or disagree. But and honestly, I just want to say this to you, man. Right? I really
fucking
believe
idiot.
that you got in this movement to be a
Sorry, I
neutral
had to say it.
No, don't get it twisted. I'm not
You're
neutral at all. I'm not
So you
neutral
with
at all.
Turtle Boy?
So what's that mean, man? What
what's
you
that
dealing
mean?
with rats and skinners? Like what? What does that mean? You're not neutral at
You
all.
said you're dealing
So
with
you're
rats
Turtle
and
Boy. That's what you're
skinners.
saying. Ride or die with him?
Ouch!
No,
You
I'm
probably
ride
didn't
or
even know what
die
that
with
meant.
anybody who's fighting corruption.
The blogger is corruption,
Karen
sir.
called you the day after she was recorded, and you lied to her.
I lied to her?
Chris is having one tonight.
Because she asked you, have you heard this or seen this?
I didn't lie to her. That was the truth.
Really? You gonna stand on that?
100%.
Jay,
Yeah.
goddamn.
You got proof?
So what? So what?
I
So
got
what's
proof,
next?
man.
He was
I got
laughing.
proof, and I am not.
Told me
lying.
everything.
The receipts are fucking
He has-
so deep that it will cut you and
Then
you will
sh-
fucking man,
then-
Glera. I promise you will jump ship. You will. We're talking about you being a fucking coward and not fucking and bowing down to Turtle Boy when he's recording Karen Reed, who just beat 2 murder trials, and he's recording her.
She sold it.
For what? On
She
some
sold it.
malicious shit.
Is it not corruption that someone records someone behind their back? You said you're on the side of corruption. That's not corrupted?
That's
someone recorded something?
That's personal, though.
That's personal to you?
That's absolutely.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Everything's
That's
personal.
not
They don't want to talk about it,
Karen
right?
Feels a certain fucking way about it. So it is our business because
You don't honor that, Clara?
You don't honor that.
It's everyone's
If she was
business.
still
It's
on
public.
trial, right?
Fuck outta
She wasn't
here.
Found not guilty, and these recordings came out. Would you feel a different way about it? You'd feel the same way you feel now?
I would absolutely feel that way if anything on those recordings had nothing to do with the case.
Bullshit.
So you heard the recordings then?
No.
Well, how do you know it got nothing to do with the case?
How would you know it's on
I
it?
haven't seen shit or heard shit that has anything to do with the case.
So why
It
would
does.
doesn't
He's
that
a
make
liar.
you
He
wanna
knew
talk
that.
about it? How do you know
Talking
it's
about?
got nothing to do with anything? How do you know there's nothing? What do you mean? I'm trying to understand. How do you know they're nothing?
Oh, I'm assuming that. I'm assuming that
So-
if it had something to do with the case, then I would have a take on it. But since
Yeah,
it's
all right.
personal, and it seems to be personal, I
Not
don't have a
personal.
take on
who's
it.
Completely
wait a minute,
moronic.
How you
He
heard
ain't
2
talking
little
to that
bits?
guy.
Hold on,
Didn't
hold on.
lose it.
You see 2
Sold
little
it.
bits of it, right? And you assume that a 30-minute.
I guess she
piece,
probably
if
had
there's
to
a
sell it,
30-minute
but
piece, to be clear,
whatever.
you assume all of it is personal. Where are you getting that information from?
I'm not getting any. I'm just
So
assuming.
why do you assume that? Why
Right.
would you not ask questions? Why wouldn't you ask Turtle Boy the question?
Okay, listen. So when?
Because he knows the
so
So
answer.
you can't question Turtle Boy?
Right.
When it becomes
Nope.
very, very apparent or something, whatever, that this recording, the
He
so-called
don't care.
recording,
He's in Tennessee, man.
if this so-called recording weighs in on the case, then yes, I would have an opinion on it.
Wait a minute.
Please.
How do you know it doesn't weigh into another case? How do you know there ain't something else brewing on, man? She's worrying about getting
Glera.
indicted. They still have her
Glera.
phones. They still have her phones.
Like she reached out to us
JFK,
because she don't trust you
JFK.
no more, man.
When that happens, I will weigh in on it.
Why wouldn't you ask a question?
Because I don't know. That's the answer.
Okay,
That's
but
bullshit.
you usually ask mad questions. Isn't asking questions is what you do? You fight in corruption. Fighting corruption is asking
Gotta
questions,
ask
right?
questions,
I
motherfucker.
ask questions based on documents.
Please.
We got
No,
Karen
you
Reed
don't.
telling you. You don't
Right.
believe her?
The audio leaked. Everybody went quiet. Nobody did a live stream
And then
on this subject. And I seen people doing live streams for less. Especially
yep.
the creators that were named. Why? I just want to know who is who. Fuck JFK. He's a drama channel. But it was the silence that caused the drama, the questions that we asked. How dare you ask these questions? Why would they want to hurt somebody that they just fought so hard for? Why?
Hi, Scorpio.
We got Karen Reed telling you. You don't believe her?
Right.
No, not without evidence.
Okay, so you're saying right now you don't believe Karen Reed. You don't.
No.
Okay, cool. All right.
Wow. Because you
But you
raised
believe
20
Turtle
G's.
Boy? But you believe Turtle Boy.
But you believe TV.
Turtle Boy. You haven't asked him one fucking question.
Will defend the accused without evidence every single time.
So you're turning the same girl that you freed, you're keeping a
You will
trap with
defend the
Turtle Boy.
accused?
Nobody, she can't get through to
Will
nobody.
you accuse the Alberts and McCabe's?
I don't give a
Throw
fuck.
You
that out
can't even
there.
enjoy the freedom with this fucking guy on her neck. And you don't give a fuck?
I mean,
Are you worried about Turtle Boy writing a blog on you?
Right.
I'm gonna say my piece, all right? I've been following you a while. And what I'm gonna let you know about the people that are on this panel with you right now is that we accepted you into our circle.
Get the fuck out of my face with that, dude.
Listen to me.
See,
I'm gonna
Kevin
tell you
Kev, wow,
something, man.
he respects you and he shuts you down, right? See, Glera, you won't even let him talk. Why you say it's hard to believe that she talked to me?
Bro, everybody and their mother's been to court with Karen Reed, bro.
Do you give a fuck that Aiden recorded Karen Reed? Because he did. It's a
I
fact
don't-
right now. It's out that he did.
No.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Question first.
Go ahead.
Let's deflect some
It's
more.
not
Right,
a
Will?
fact that Aiden
Oh,
recorded
God.
Karen Reed. It's
It
a
is.
fact that there's a recording.
Oh,
but it's
for
not a
fuck's
fact that
sake.
Aiden recorded
Right?
it.
I
Get your
really
air
never
wands.
apologize for recording somebody ever.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're
So I
going
did
to your
know I
wrong
was
account.
recording, but even if I
I'm
didn't,
sorry.
who cares? Who gives a fuck? You have a problem with that?
Okay. You think
Yes, we do.
I don't know.
You're a scumbag.
Okay. But if it comes out that is a fact,
He didn't
that
tell
he
anyone,
recorded
by the way.
Karen
He
Reed, do
just
you
records
care?
people without telling them all the time.
What's
None of your
that?
business.
None of your business.
Okay.
None of our.
None of my
Oh,
business.
but you. But
So it's not. Wait a
why
minute.
say that,
What
man?
about the audience, though? What about the audience, though? It's none of their
None of-
business
It's
either.
none of their business. The people
Absolutely
that
none of
donated the money, they didn't
Right.
donate shit. You didn't donate shit. I know goddamn well you didn't donate shit.
I
You got
didn't
people-
donate. I didn't donate shit.
Yeah, you raised it, but did you put that
You
20
didn't
grand
donate
up?
it
Hold on.
from your
I
own
actually
money.
take full credit for the Ray from Dallas. That's my boy.
Cool.
Like, I take full
That's
credit
so
for that.
cool.
I'm blowing his channel up. I love that. Dude.
Okay, good.
Only focused
Come on.
on local government corruption.
Yeah, but
Local?
listen, Ray
You're
from
not
Dallas
local.
helping them get subs to disrespect me.
You're not
but
local,
I'm the
my
drama
dude.
channel.
Because you deserve it.
Listen, if you ain't grifting,
That
why'd you
is
do
weird.
the 3-hour stream and
That
keep
is
your
weird.
super chats on, bro? If you want to get petty. And quick question,
Right?
Clara. Jess Machado said that you heard the recordings and Nurse
He
Kim.
did.
What do you feel about
Yep.
that?
There are other
He did.
people who know who heard the audio. People I don't trust. People that don't like me. People I don't like. No, other people heard that video, audio, or whatever it is. People
Oh,
know
me.
who heard it. And that exists. Kim,
Yep.
Will, and I heard that video. Kim, Will, not gonna lie about that because I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm toxic. Sure. You know what's toxic? This shit is toxic. Liars, weirdos.
How you feel?
She's
He was
talking
in her
on
chat,
hearsay.
bestie.
Doesn't matter.
Okay,
I mean,
she's talking
he,
on-
what I
let me
mean
ask
is
you
he
this. Why
said
don't you do a
local
3-hour
corruption.
live on
That's what
her
he
to
said.
trashed you? She said
Well,
you
he's
heard
not
recordings.
local.
And you
What the fuck
didn't
is he
do no
talking
live
about?
on her because she's friends with Turtle Boy. That's the only reason why you didn't do it live on her. You did a
Yeah.
live on LTL. You did a live on SD. You did a
Shame
live
on
on
you.
Mike Crawford. You did a live on us, but you won't do a
On
live
SD.
on her. You
Fuck
can stop
you,
the
dude.
recordings for coming out. You won't stop it.
Nope.
Why not?
Wow. There you go,
Because it's
folks.
none of my
All
fucking
right, see you
business.
later,
and it's none of-
Glera.
That's not going to create drama in the community if them fucking
You
recordings come
fucking
out.
Dick.
I mean, it might.
So
It
you don't
might.
care. So
It's
you're
not even about worry about your
give
own
a fuck
states. You can
about
worry
Karen
about
Reed. You won't-
corruption,
so
but
you'll
he's
tell Bill
saying
Reed that?
I would
he only
say
cares about local
it's
corruption.
none of
Well,
my
he's not
business.
local, so that doesn't make
Really?
sense.
Really?
Because here's the thing, Karen Reed, show me the proof that Aiden was the one who fucking recorded her.
Come
I don't
on,
care
bro.
that Aiden recorded Karen. I don't care if he did or not. I don't care.
Who did-
So
what then-
she
what-
owes, stop.
I love that.
She owes everybody, she owes everyone, and I mean fucking everyone. What a fucking moron. She's just going to disappear into the,
Half the reason I don't do open panels.
give a fuck about this community.
That shit right there. That toxic
Yeah,
fucking
that stings,
shit.
doesn't it?
With a glare of turtle
Yeah,
boy
you
gonna write a
stink.
blog on you, he gonna turn on you. Turn his mob on you.
It's true.
Oh, Willie Henry, leave them kids alone.
Take off that Boston beat.
You're a sucker and you know that's true. Everyone put their ones up. Oh, Willie Henry, leave them kids alone.
Take off that Boston beat.
You're a sucker and you know that's true. Everyone put their ones up.
In summation, it's very simple. Karen Reed
Yeah, no, thank you.
got found
I
not
know.
guilty of murder twice. And on her second trial, it was double jeopardy in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Why did Aiden Kearney record Karen Reed? Why?
Oh,
Was he
use
trying
it
to
as
embarrass her, mess with her mental
leverage,
health,
folks.
keep her under his thumb?
Yup.
Why?
That's exactly why.
And we see Will DeGlera talk about he fundraised money and she owes him. Like he didn't benefit off her prosecution. Like he didn't benefit off her prosecution.
Of course he did.
Take a look around, people. What's right, what's wrong? Every situation is different. I understand in different states, there's different laws.
He really
and one
does.
of them is wiretapping. But it's legal in all 50 states to be a scumbag, right?
Sure is.
But we don't do that, do we? This situation is different. Karen
Agree on this.
fought for her life, trusted these people, trusted Aiden Kearney.
I don't know why.
She moved on and he couldn't take it. And he wanted a receipt. Right, Aiden?
Fuck your receipts.
Keep her under his thumb.
We know the truth.
That's
with or
weirdo
without
shit.
receipts that we can't
Take a
put
look
out there.
around, people.
Come on.
Go back and watch this video. This is not about who you like better. This is about right
The
and
truth.
wrong. Take a look around. Karen will be talking real soon, people. To everybody that believes in justice and what it really is.
I think it's almost
Stay
over,
tuned.
I believe. Yeah.
Peace and love.
So that's that, right? Pretty good. Sort of lays it out for you all. I don't know why anyone would trust him with everything that's out there that you know, right? It's all in your face at this point. There's receipts, there's plenty of them. The man has been doing this, and I think the part that bugs me the most is people just automatically assume like this is him now from like all the quote fame. Most of the country has no idea who he is. Not even a third of the country knows who he is. Okay, not even a third of Massachusetts knows who he is. All right, let's be honest here. All right, so fame, we'll use air quotes for that. People think that's why. That's not why. It's nothing to do with it, dude. He's been doing this shit for fucking 10 years. 10 fucking years. Over and over and over. It's just in waves, right? Surrounds himself with a bunch of people, and then each one of those people gets picked off eventually when they say something about the stuff he does they don't like. It can't be everyone else, right? It cannot be everyone else. What is the fucking one main component of it all? Him. It cannot be everyone else. It just can't. You know? Oh, we know, but a lot of other people clearly don't. You know? They clearly don't. And it's like, yeah, that's essentially what happened. It was a transactional relationship, right? Transactional. The whole thing was transactional. It was simply transactional. The whole kit and caboodle. You know? That's a damn good question. She sold it. There's a difference. Definitely a difference. She sold it. I don't know about lose. I don't know if she had to sell it or not. I don't think she did, because all that money that was raised over 1.1 million on YouTube, but there was a lot of other money raised in the back end that wasn't accounted. So I'd say even closer to $2 million was raised. I don't know if she had to sell it, but she did sell it. She didn't lose it. She sold it. There is a huge fucking difference, between losing it and selling it. If you lose it, you're not really making anything, are you? You're just losing it, right? I think there's a lot of shit that people don't realize happens behind closed doors, and they just don't listen, right? So when people like me say, listen, there's shit that happened, right? There's shit that happened and is happening that we can't put receipts out without having other innocent people be attacked by him and his mom, right? And so there's a reason why we can't put those receipts out. I don't say shit just to say shit. And those of you who have been with me long enough know that. If I'm saying something, you can bet there's a fucking reason. You can bet that I might have a receipt on it that I just can't put out publicly. I'm not just going to say it for funsies. You know what I mean? It's not how I operate, you know? It's a good question, Benny, right? I don't know. I just saying, most of you know it's not the way I operate. I don't just say shit for fucking, fun. Wakey, eggs and bakey, my friends. We're dealing with some very narcissistic, sociopathic, and also fearful people. Like these people that fall in line with him, the ones that get their little, digs that he shoots out there for only them to understand. They don't say anything out of fear. They back him up out of fear. They don't back him up out of it's the right thing to do. It's fear. It's all fear-based. I would never, ever, ever want people following me or supporting me simply because they're fearful of me. That's gross. That is not the kind of community that I want. It is not the kind of community I built brick by brick on my own. As small as my community is, it is solid as a rock for a reason. You guys check in on each other, help out one another. That's what I want. Hold on. Sorry, I always shut the camera off when my littles come in. I mean, they're not all little. They're big, but I call them my littles because they'll forever be my babies no matter how big they are. I don't have any littles anymore. They're big littles. Big littles and one littler little. Nonetheless, though, we're dealing with people who are afraid. That's not normal. I don't want afraid people. That's not how you garner support, is by people being too afraid to cross you. That's fucking weirdo shit. That is weirdo shit. It just is. I don't usually do live streams on a Saturday, especially not at 5:30 in the afternoon. It's a weird time for me. I usually take Saturdays off, but since I am not physically able to do much today other than sit or lay, and I gotta put my leg up. I figured, why not? I figured I'd pop in and we could check out the new video and talk about some of the stuff that happened between yesterday and today. I think Mike from the Young Jerks is still getting a lot of flack from the turtle people. And I think probably Mike gave him the only sort of public nudge that was semi-decent that I've seen. I think he gave him a nudge and was like, he's going after people like this thing that you're doing. Yeah, it's not hitting anymore, right? You have to remember, he's not a true crime channel. Aiden's not a true crime channel. He can't do true crime because he can't read legal documents, nor does he understand the law at all. And he excessively keeps breaking these orders from New Jersey. What does he think is going to happen when he gets in front of a judge? What do you think is going to happen when he gets in front of a judge? Probably around 11:30. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, DJ. I think you have to look back and like he gave him that nudge, like, hey, stop doing the dumb shit. Stop doing the dumb shit. I did. It's so comfy. It's so comfy. I love it. It's helping my wrist, and I love that it came with I showed them in the beginning of the stream. I love that it came with a thing to put my cup on, so that my cup Won't leave marks on my new desk. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, that was me. I was quick on the trigger finger for Susie. Bye, Susie. But I did. I got it yesterday. I wasn't able to open it until today because, well, Halloween and getting ready and kids. And so I was able to open it. My husband left it next to the bed. And when I woke up this morning and he gave me a kiss on the forehead to leave for work, he was like, you have a package, right? And I was like, oh, yeah. Good looking out, babe. And I opened it and me and my daughter opened it, my little, and it's so comfy on my wrist. It came with a wrist guard also for the mouse, but I have one on my mouse pad. But when this mouse pad eventually gets old, then I'll have that one to break out. But now because I got my cup today, my Sippin' on Turtle Tears cup that came today from my merch store. Guess what? Now I have a coaster to put my mug on. Amazing. I love that I have a coaster to put my mug on now. You see that? And because my coffees were making my desk wet, I used to put a paper towel under it, and now I have a coaster for that. So, listen, trolls, you're not gonna somehow, you're just gonna get booted. I don't know why. Again, wasting those finger push-ups, guys. Wasting those damn finger push-ups with all your trolling accounts. I appreciate you, Wallflower. Thank you very much. I got excited. It's not all often that I get things from my wish list, and because the wish list I had to make private now, I'm only giving it to people who are asking for it. And again, that happens once in a blue moon. But when it does happen, it's always I'm like a little kid. It's exciting, and I'm like dee, 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 opening stuff. And I keep the little things that you guys write now, and I put it on my cork board, which is above the computers. And so I get to sort of look at all of you guys' really cute, nice notes, inspirational words, and it makes me feel better. It does. Yes, Young Jerks is Mike. He's been talking. Of course he has. Of course he freaking has. I mean, you have to have standards. You just have to. You have to. Right? You just have to. I mean, how do you do a show with no goddamn standards? I don't get it. I just don't understand. How do you not have a line that you won't cross? I mean, to me, that speaks volumes about you as a person. That's crazy. He was really, I saw the clip of it, and he was sort of trying to get through, right? He was like, listen, this is, a little much, without being like, hey, you're a fucking weirdo. Stop doing this shit. He gave him sort of like a little nudge, and now you pay for that. You're not allowed to say anything. But how is that not a red flag to every person that watches? That's what I would like to know. How is it not a fucking red flag to every single person that watches him to say, wow, what is actually going on here? I appreciate it so much because it's just the end of the desk, right? So I'm just leaning it sort of on the end of the desk because the keyboard is, so I have to lean it. I had to lean it like on the edge of the desk to type, right? And because my hands are arthritic, sometimes they're very stiff. So I appreciate this more than you know. I don't love anything more than a gift that is functional all the time. You know what I mean? Like something that's functional all the time. I've been holding out for maybe my husband will buy me the little mini rug cleaner I have on there for Christmas or my birthday that's coming up. So I can get these stains out of my freaking rug because there's rug everywhere in my house except the bathroom and the kitchen. So as you can see, but yeah, I mean, I love a little pick me up. Always love a little pick me up. That's for sure. I appreciate you, Wallflower. Thank you. But yes, Mike is the Young Jerks. That is correct. To me, you have to have boundaries. You have to have boundaries with these people. If you don't, they will think it's okay to walk all over you and do whatever, they want. It's crazy. To me, it shows me who you are as a person. If all you do is follow behind someone else, and if that person does something that you find to be pretty bad, you say nothing. You say nothing because you need their viewers, or you need their donations, or you need their whatever. That's a problem for me, right? Like everybody needs donation. That's a thing, right? Everyone needs that to run their channel. You got to cover the cost, and hopefully you make something on top of that. This is our full-time job. But at the same time, are you willing to take them in a way where you cross that sort of unethical boundary of your own, where you're like, well, I'll just say shit that people want to hear. Am I just going to say whatever that person is saying and talk about what they're talking about because their viewers come here? That's the boundary for me. I'm not just going to say shit because it sounds good to someone else's channel or their viewers. I'm going to say it because it's something I specifically believe. I am not a follower. I am a leader. Ask my husband. I wear the pantalones up in this motherfucker. Excuse my French, but that's the point. My husband is the yin to my yang, the peanut butter to my jelly. Like he's the sort of calm, laid back one, and I'm sort of like this is how the bills need to be paid, and like this is how the holidays need to go, and this is how the trips get planned, and this is how school, week of spirit every day is like a different pajama day. Like that's me. That's the me thing. I wear and he's totally okay with just running along for the ride. I mean, what other man do you know that doesn't complain that his whole house is pink? My husband does not complain. He doesn't care what color it is as long as it makes me happy, right? If I want my toaster to be pink, in which it is, as long as it makes me happy, he doesn't care. If my knife block and knives need to be pink to make me happy, he's all in on that, right? He don't care. As long as it makes me happy, he doesn't care that the bed he sleeps on is pink. He does not care that the curtains in every room, except this one currently, are pink. He doesn't care. As long as it makes me happy, he doesn't give a shit what color it is. If it was rainbow, he wouldn't care. If it was sparkly, he wouldn't care. He's very just chill. Very chill. Also very funny. If I'm in a mood or I'm not feeling hot, he's always like, what can I do to help you? And, we have great sort of communication. There is nothing that we don't talk about. After 11 years, we're still pillow talkers. All right. The first thing I ask him when he comes home is, how was work? How was your day? Right? He's got to deal with me for the last 11 years. But we even each other out in a way that I would have never found otherwise, So that man gets all the props, great partner, great dad. That's his thing. And nobody can say otherwise. The man never so much as gotten a fucking speeding ticket, right? Like literally. The man is a literal workhorse. If he was legally allowed to work more, he would. Drivers who work for any kind of driving for a job, they have a certain amount of hours they're allowed federally and state-wise to drive, and it's 10 a day. They can't go over 10 a day. So if he was allowed to work more than 60, he would, but they are not legally allowed to work over 60. And if they do 60, then they have to take the next 72 or 52 hours off, something like that. So they usually do 50. And then if need be, the only time they get leeway is if it's like weather conditions deteriorate or something like that, then they're allowed to go an extra 2 hours on that specific day. But there's very strict regulations around driving for logistics companies and things of that nature if you do anything like that for work, because he does that for work. And the driving, we don't have our own car, so he has to Uber to work, and then they give you the vehicle to drive and do the routes. Exactly. 100. I love that. I always say it's a pick me up, right? On days that I need him to pick me up, he does. And on days he needs me to pick him up, I do. That is how a real relationship works. Right? Happy wife, happy life, my friend. That's how it works. Exactly. We laugh. It's ridiculous, and I'm actually looking forward. Mine's an asshole, Christina says. Well, hey, way to be honest, Christina. You know what I'm saying? Way to be honest. I've had a couple assholes in my day, all right? You live and you learn. You got to kiss a lot of frogs before you find the prince, my friend, and some take longer than others. It is what it is. I'm happy to have found mine, I never had a problem with Mike, ever. Back when he sort of spoke out, I think he maybe should have said what he needed to, but I understand why he didn't. He said what he said, and then he got attacked, and then he just kind of didn't say anything anymore. I get why he didn't, but I feel like if he had, he might have stayed a little more truer to who he is, you know? I think it's Chris the, oh, wait, hold on, let me look. I think it's Chris the koala. And I'll look, hold on. Let me ask him. What time is it? What time is it? Asking him. It's Chris the Koala John at CJohn5641. So at CJohn50641. You're welcome. I don't think you'll ever have really heard me talk anything about Mike, really, because there's nothing to really say. I mean, he can believe what he chooses. Again, this is where I go back to, like, is there a reason that people need to destroy each other's lives over believing something simple in a case? Like, you don't have to agree on the case, but is that necessary? I don't think so. You know, it's weird. It's weird shit. Oh, my husband used to plow in the winter, but we haven't had really winter snow much than once or twice since like 2013 or 14. So there hasn't been much money coming in the plow department. You know, it's just not. Yeah, just you have to at some points. You know what I mean? Like, can't be serious all the time. You gotta laugh. You have to. You have to. You know what I mean? You just have to. I asked Chris. I'll wait for him to respond, but maybe if I go to his thing, I don't know if he scheduled it or not. I'm gonna look. Hold on. I don't see it scheduled yet. Oh shit. Okay. So I'm gonna show you guys this. Right, hold on. Message request. I don't want to I get all these spam message requests like all the time, and it's obnoxious as all hell, I'll tell you that much. Oh, out. I don't see it scheduled. Oh, about 20 minutes. Okay, well, we'll end right before he goes then. I said I will release them before you start. Oh, Central Time, yeah. So it's 5:44 here, Eastern Time. So he said about 20 minutes. So I'll go on the 10 or so and then let you guys go. But I want to show you this real quick before we do that. All right. I love you. I used to plow too. I used to do repos in the tow truck with my ex and all sorts of, I did drywall for a while. Like, I've done pretty much every job there is to do until I got into the mental health field and worked in the prison. That was my forte at that point. All right. So he said 20 minutes. I told him I'll let you guys know. I might try to join a little bit, at least listen. I might attempt. It's hard to try to speak when there's a lot of other people that want to speak, you know, but I'll definitely be there and listening at the very least. Let's see. I want to show you this real quick before we, this is pretty good before we get this. It's already been here almost 2 hours anyway. All right. So, right, this is on Chris's Twitter. And Lily actually throws a shot here at Aiden and says, but Aiden, you don't write the truth. That's the problem. You twist and distort everything with obvious bias. It's pure tabloid stuff. As your mate, John, put it, you're the Timu TMZ of Holden. And I couldn't agree fucking more. Literally. Okay? Literally. Right? I couldn't agree with that statement more. And then this, I don't know who this account is. Some people speculate on who it is. I'm not going to speculate because, you know, you just don't know who an account that doesn't say who it is, you know, who it is. But this person is replying to Betero and says, with all due respect, Betero, your client TV is a loose cannon who first brought the issue of Olivia Lambo to the public. In fact, TV showed a message thread which shows that Auntie Deb was the person who first told Joe that Olivia was dead. TV self-inflicts, basically like self-inflicts wounds. And then Chris replied to Betero, and this was 13 hours ago, but Betero's thing was 30 hours ago. I said, yes, confirmed, now what? Question mark. And I don't know exactly what Betero's talking about here, but Chris responds and says, remember that time Betero lied? Tisk, tisk, mark. And I'm guessing it has to do with this. Award-winning host, Spaces host, returns in 15 hours. Don't know who's going to be stopping by, but we'll see when that time comes. So that's Chris announcing the Spaces. Oh, actually, here it is right here today at 6 p.m. for our time. Says, you're not going to want to miss this one. Put on the kettle and put your feet up and recover from your Halloween hangover. Space 5 was flipped catfished. We break down the timeline and more. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably play the highlights of it tomorrow if you don't catch it on Spaces on X, which is Twitter. If you didn't know, X is Twitter. So if you don't have Twitter or you don't use Twitter and you don't listen to it, I'll play the highlight version of it tomorrow for you guys. You know, but before I shall release you into the wild of waiting for the Spaces, I'll be at least listening. I'll try to speak, but there's, if there's too many people, it's kind of hard to get in a word edgewise when you get multiple people, but I will try. I will at least attempt. So before I release you all into the wild of waiting for the Spaces and listening there, do me a favor and hit the like button, the subscribe button if you can. If you can donate to the channel, that would be very helpful. Again, we're a small channel. We run on you, right? So if we don't cover the cost, if we don't get donations, we don't cover the cost, and then it makes it very hard for me to keep the channel running. So I thank all of you that always support and come and hit the like button and share, because it does make a difference. It all makes a difference. You don't have to dial in. You can just listen. You just click on the Spaces and you'll be able to hear it once it starts. Yeah, tomorrow is always live. Always a Sunday live. Sundays are very laid back. We're just chill on Sundays. We're just doing whatever the audience wants to talk about. Maybe some random things that happened the day before. Sunday's just like, it's a Sunday, You get your coffee or your whatever and you chill. Probably didn't help that I made those blood bags last night. I had this blow up thing from the Halloween party. It's a cooler. It says blood bank on it. And I had the blood bags that you can fill with whatever. You can fill it with juice if you wanted. Mixed drinks, you can fill it with whatever. And we filled it with MVPs, which are my favorite drink when I go to the bar, which is Malibu pineapple juice and vodka. And I probably drink like 10 times a year. I'm not a big drinker. And so we made those last night, and all the adults had a couple of the blood bags, and they have like straws attached to them and little things that you can pinch it off, like almost like a real IV bag sort of. And you drink out of the straw that comes out of the top, and you can pinch it shut and put a cap on it, And we put them all, I have a picture of it in the blood bank, but with it almost empty. But, we put them all in the blow up cooler that says blood bank on them, and the adults, got to have them. They were delicious, by the way. You just go to Chris's page. It's at cjohn50641 and on Twitter, and you got to scroll down a little to click on it until it starts. Once it starts, it should be the next thing on his timeline. You should be able to click on it right away. But you can listen there. If I speak, oh my God, no Larry, please, no fucking Larry. No one can listen to Larry. All right, no one. No one can listen to Larry. It's a little crazy. He takes over the whole thing. He makes a lot of excuses for the turtle and the bad behavior and the people shitting on one another, and it's not cool. And I don't know why people let him up at that point, because it's like no one wants to listen to Larry. All the comments are like, Larry, shut the hell up. And I hate to say that, but it's like no one wants to hear the excuses anymore. No one wants to hear the alleged recording. It's not alleged. It happened. It's there. Like, come on, man. Like, let's, you have him blocked. Well, unblock and listen to it. Who, Larry? Oh, I haven't blocked. I think I haven't blocked you. Who's Larry? You know what I mean? I don't know. You're totally welcome, my friend. Who's Larry? Well, he's a turtle person. Let's just put it that way. He's a turtle writer person. Hi, Carrie. See you there. Hello, hello. Trying to see. I want to make you cry. All right, let's see. All right. I shall release you all, but on your way out, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button. If you catch me on the re-stream, like you didn't watch me live, but you're watching me again, you're my replay crew, just know if you do donate, we will read it tomorrow morning on our live stream. If you choose to donate when I'm not live anymore, read on the next one. Actually, I had a $10 one. I'm not going to read the person's name from the last stream after I wasn't live anymore, because it's their government name, but they had sent a $10 donation, so that's the only one that I got when I wasn't live last time, but because that just reminded me. But if you do donate, it'll be when we're not live anymore. We have CashApp, Venmo, PayPal, Revolut. We have a link in the chat and in the description of the video that you can click on and just use good old credit and debit. You can remain anonymous if you want. If you need the wish list, you got to ask me or one of my mods, because we have to make it private because people are messing with it because they think that's fun, apparently. I don't know, it's weird shit. But I love your stinking faces, and I will see you guys all on the morning Sunday show at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. I love you all. Bye.